When he flies off, I just sort of call out in Orcish, I shall name you Edgar. Bye, Edgar.
I just yell up, Crow!
You're a crow.
Thank you.
You're in a crow's nest.
Good one, Dolor. Good one. I think we've all been driven senile.
I got the cabin fever.
All right, good to know. I'm gonna write that down. Actually, crow thoughts.
Crow thought.
Because that sounds like something I'm gonna have to be on the lookout for.
Crow the Edgar thoughts.
But yeah, go on. Unless there's anything else going on, that's all I got.
Okay, so if you guys are good, they're gonna sell into to land. You guys get right in there, and you actually sell into this little tiny bay, just wide enough for the ship to get in, and kind of turn a corner to where if you were out to sea where you were, you wouldn't be able to see inside the bay. So it's like a nice little hidden bay area for the ship to kind of dock into. There are no like full docks built. Just not at that point. So once they get close enough to shore without kind of beaching themselves, they get the big rowboats that sit about 6 people and start to lower them down. Savion kind of calls everybody. He's like, make sure you have your gear and everything ready to go. I'm going to call your name out and tell you when you get on the boat. There is, let's see, well, good. There's 12 of us all together, so we can take 2 boats and not have to make another trip. So he says, let's see, on the first, on the first boat,
While I'm standing in line waiting, I'm like,
Ren, Captain, you're on this one.
and as I'm going to get on the boat with Captain, I'm like, I need lessons on talking to people.
Let me see, yeah.
Walk. Don, which was the bard. You would have learned his name
Don
by
the
now.
Bard.
Done.
Don Bardman.
Tillich and Amir. Tillich is the halfling. Amir is the one that trained you.
Apparently not good enough.
Okay, so the rest, me, myself, Kerr, Dolor, the Timnir twins, and Poe. So
Y'all got the bad boat.
and Poe kind of walks up. And he's got like both arms in his slings and like a head wrap, and you realize this is the guy that got slain.
You're still alive? That's amazing.
I thought that guy was dead.
Smiles.
I
He's
thought
missing
we
a couple
ate
teeth.
you,
He's
bro.
He's like, goat's milk.
Get you going in the morning, and I give him like a good.
Wow.
All right, so the boats get lowered, the first one, and everybody kind of goes down a rope ladder and climbs in. And so, with the first, which you're on the first one,
The old captain and walk.
yeah. So you know close quarters with your dwarf crush, and the rest.
Fun. And we
Good.
walk, good old walk.
Yeah, you
Walk
got-
and I, I'm sure.
You got a
great.
trapped audience. I don't know if you want to do anything.
Oh yeah,
over
of course I do. I wanna give an old wet willy to walk, and you know, just for good old times. And then
he just kind of like shoos you away and just kind of gives you like
That's a willy walk.
like a
Aww. Willy walk.
like a stern, disappointed, like your mother is disappointed in you kind of look. You could tell that Walk is, even though he's a half-orc, he's not like a half-orc. He's a very sensitive nature.
And I'm just like,
He's a very motherly, like, likes to take care of stuff.
I ask him,
He made you cake. he pulls out a little thing and, like, unwraps it from a cloth.
But I take my opportunity, speak to the captain, and I say, "I'm sorry, good captain, for my awkward nature. This is kind of my first time speaking to people.
Well, you'll get used to it. It's fine.
Can you teach me lessons?
Listens and
How to be a person."
it's something that you'll just have to do. You'll figure that out on your own. Just once we get into the village, meet people, be social. Everybody's very welcome there.
I'm gonna roll for diplomacy and say, "What are you doing? What will you be doing in?" It's not a city yet, is it? It's a
village.
It's a village.
Yeah.
Will you be doing in the village?
What'd you roll?
I don't want to say.
A one?
No. No, I rolled a 4. Let me repeat that under.
I mean, you didn't have to really roll it. Just ask him a question.
Yeah.
But yeah, but like I want to get the real answer out of him. Just a
He's
4.
got nothing to hide. No, he says
Sure he
that.
doesn't.
This is the Honorable Captain Borkin.
Well, once we get in here and you guys get settled, me and Savion will be giving you tasks or missions. It's kind of a cliche word, but we'll be sending you out on certain jobs to help and benefit the villagers and the village itself, and stuff like that. So I'll organize the needs of the more common villagers, so you guys can address those needs.
I'm kind of bored by that
Yeah.
answer, and I pause for a while and quiet for a minute, as I am normally. And then I say, "Is it true that mother is real?"
He just kind of chuckles and like, no, it's just a fairy tale. It's.
And just mope all the worst away. Then look back at y'all's boat, which is obviously behind.
All right.
Yep.
That's it.
Okay. So you guys
Real
load up.
exciting.
Yep.
And you want to do anything?
I just wanted to ask, I'm like a, oh crap, I forgot what
Bard.
name I gave him.
Savory? Or?
Savory, yeah. Savory.
Yes. Yes, Kurt.
Curse.
Curses?
Close enough. What name of village?
Well, it wasn't. We call the land Villmark, but we also call the village of Villmark because I mean,
Villmark.
the village is all we know. We
True.
haven't gone outside that. So,
True.
according to us, Villmark is the land. Or the
Villmark
village
is
the land.
Villmark.
So, we're calling it Villmark.
Villmark. Okay.
You should make Kertown.
Hmm?
Kertown's next.
Ugh, Kurds don't like politics. Kur believe you take initiative by not voting.
Oh God. Kerr for president.
Ugh.
I'm gonna look in the water.
Kerr Dolor 2020.
The water is like
See if there's anything interesting in there.
crystal clear.
Oh,
Yeah, like
are there any?
I get a
fish?
little and I'm like, salt?
yeah.
Okay.
Are there
It'd be
any-
weird if it wasn't.
I mean, you see fish, you see coral, crabs crawling around the bottom. I mean, just abundant.
Crabs.
It's a very like abundant life going on down there.
Is there anything within the arm's reach?
Not yet. It's still pretty deep for that.
Alright.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
This is
not
so
waiting for
exciting.
land.
All right. So you guys row the boats inland.
I bet that was really hard. Not to go. You guys row your boats.
You guys row the boats into the to the shore, and everybody unloads and has their stuff with them. And you can kind of see where the boats kind of went up on the shore. There's a path kind of carved out that just leads into the jungle.
There's no welcoming party.
No welcoming party.
Rude.
The villagers don't know when we're coming.
No.
Like they know they're coming. But let's see. All right, so Savion gets everybody together, and he kind of addresses the crowd. And it's like, all right, we'll head up a small trail towards the town. It's not a very big trail. It's like just shy of a mile. This is a jungle, though, and it's very untamed. We've had trouble with wild beasts and creatures kind of picking at us on the trail. So stick together if you can. Stick closely. Keep your wits about you. Most of you seem pretty capable of handling if anything, comes out during our little trek. And get a traveling buddy.
Best
Hey,
team
Who's your
buddy.
buddy?
And with that, Savian and Vorkin are in the front, and they just initially they start walking.
Right behind.
Yeah. So you're kind of not necessarily single file, maybe, but like maybe two, kind of scattered. All right, so you're walking on the trail. Everybody give me
Walking.
walking.
Walk is walking.
Walk is walking.
He just kind of turns around.
I did good at talking.
Everybody
that
give me
time.
perception rolls.
18.
Not worth mentioning.
Is it a 1?
Yeah.
You rolled a 1?
Yeah.
Did you say perception?
Perception.
Oh, the
Why
sun.
are you asking that
Yeah,
question?
oh,
The sun
God.
again.
The sun!
If
Oh,
only
God.
there was something I could
uh,
put over my eye.
Dirty 20.
A dirty 20?
Mhm.
Okay. Kerr is, you can like towards the front, you don't really, you're just kind of like bugs are in your eyes and you don't really know what's going on. You two are behind him. Well, you're behind him. You are kind of towards the back a little bit. You hear like the general rustling of creatures like in a jungle. That's kind of like just the norm.
Mhm.
But off on the right, you do hear a something a little bit louder
Mm.
off
Ooh.
on that side. Something that sounds like it's got like a heavy
Heavy
foot.
footstep.
Yeah. Natalie notices the crow perched in a tree.
I summon nature's ally. Dear Lord. Or can I just, instead of that, can I just do a handle animal?
I mean, you could
How far is the crow from me?
probably like 20, 30 feet up in a tree.
Okay. I want to summon. I just want to handle animal. Apparently, that's something I do. The dice doesn't say so, but oh my god, I need a nap. So I'm just gonna summon nature's ally and call the crow down. To
What
perch.
does that do? What's the?
It makes it friendly toward me. I summon it.
Makes it friendly.
The spell summons to your side a natural creature, typically an animal, fae, magic beast, blah blah blah. Summon ally appears where you designate and acts immediately on your turn. Yada yada yada.
Okay, so you summon a creature from nature,
Yeah.
basically. Okay, so you do. Is it a magic spell, basically?
Yeah.
Okay, so you do whatever you need to do to cast that, and you kind of like direct it towards the crow, and as like your hand is outreached, this lizard drops down on your hand. It's probably about the size of like my forearm, and he just kind of like chills there, and just kind of looks at you.
I don't get to summon the bird.
I mean, summon a lizard.
No, I specific. Oh my god. Well, I want to ask the bird a question then.
Ask the bird a question.
Ask the bird a question.
Okay.
Why don't you come down, little fellow?
The bird kind of cocks his head around a little bit, and doesn't reply. And
You can ask a question and receive an answer.
Alright. I get it. And he flies away.
Wow. Well, that's my level 2 spells for the day, guys. I'll see you now. I'll see you later.
I would say that crow was being very cautious.
Oh. No, I think our DM was being a little turkey butt.
Or your DM.
That wasn't funny.
No.
Oh, come on. I was like,
Turkey butt.
turkey butt.
Or your DM knows stuff that you don't, and just
You
roll
know,
with it.
And maybe
Yeah.
you're just not the crow master.
Oh, you know, well, it is
The
summon
crow
nature's
master.
ally. You know,
Yeah.
level 2.
You
that's no
summoned
big
a
deal.
lizard.
I
That
summoned
lizard
that
was,
bird.
was ready to do your
Okay.
bidding.
Yeah.
And
Well,
you wasted it.
now it's Frank.
All right. So yeah,
All right.
the party goes marching 2 by 2.
Okay. So, all right. Let's see here. Yeah. All right. You guys, after a short trek, you make it through the jungle fine. You get to a clearing, and the first thing you see is a large wooden wall that kind of goes around and curves. It's just like a circle. And it's just made from like clean cut trees, and they're just stacked up and down next to each other. Very old fashioned wall. But in the front, there's a gate kind of built into one of the walls. And outside the gate are 2 men. They assume they're guards. They're not dressed in like a certain like color matching garb or anything like that. But they are holding weapons like bows, and they got a sword on their waist. And let's see, when you walk up, yeah, 20-foot wall all around. You also notice that there's 4 guard towers that kind of peek up above the wall, and there's one on each like direction, like north, south, east, and west. So there's 4. That was horrible.
That's lunch.
Yeah. When you arrive at the gate, one of the guardsmen like comes up to Savion, and he's like super excited to see him. And he pats him on the back and gives him a hug. And he's like, I'm super excited. You guys made it back. We've missed you. Nothing eventful happened while you were gone, thankfully. And I've got all the rooms prepared that you asked for in advance. And everything should be ready to go as you requested. Savion thanks him. And the other guard opens the gate, and everybody starts to file in. The first guard that greeted Savion, basically he's kind of doing a head count. And he's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 19, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so they go through, and it's like, I'll get Savion. Don't forget to bring me the manifest so I can check it off later. And they go in. Savion addresses the group one final time. It says, take the rest of the day to get a feel for the city, meet some people, introduce yourself. There near the eastern watchtower is a long boarding house. We've got rooms prepared for you. Your name should be on the door. Everybody's got their own room. And on your beds are some payment for making it this far. So get comfortable, go claim your room, and get set up, and then just go mingle, because
What does mingle mean?
Mingle mean is sell bell make.
next to the boarding house is a tavern where you can get a decent meal and drink when you
Ding.
desire. Ding.
She's mingling.
Oh, okay. All other basic vendors, tradesmen, craftsmen, farmers, everything that you're used to, we have here in some capacity in the village. So it's not very big. I'm sure you'll find your way around. Tomorrow, once you're up and fed, come see me before noon, and we can start to discuss your individual assignments. And we'll get you guys out and working right off the bat. And welcome to Villmark. And with that, he
Turns us
walks
loose.
up. Yep.